Rolling. Sound. Speed.
It's not that kind of we're not that kind of. This is not a professional channel. Okay. All right. We recorded a commentary track, and we decided, you know what? Let's just talk about. Let's just talk about the time we got high off of edibles. The first time. Well, for me it wasn't the first time. For you it was the first time.
Yeah, that was the thing I did with you.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. So I bought a couple of months ago.
A couple of months.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months.
Since I feel like it's probably longer.
Probably like 3 or 4 months ago. Like 3 or 4 months ago. This is Agnes. I'm Kareem. You should know that this is my channel. I am. Yeah. So a few months ago, I decided to get a whole bunch of what was it called? Edibles?
God's children. Wait,
yeah,
no.
Edibles. Yeah, God's children. We decided to take hostage God's children. Yeah, we decided to have God's children and smoke them up. But no. So it's actually a little bit further because we went to get tattoos.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
And from a couple of women,
Blake and Lee?
Yeah.
When we went to that place?
Yeah, and they told us about a site called Buy My Weed Online, and
I thought they were joking, because us too.
We didn't know that we could actually do that. We could actually buy anything that would get us high like that, anything that would get us high.
I mean,
online.
To be fair, the internet can give us anything that we want.
And yeah, but at the same time, they were surprised with the fact that we never got high.
No, we weren't. We're generally not really the type.
We get high off of life.
We are naturally, we did meet in theater, how many years ago?
Yeah, high school. Yeah, this is high school. I actually still have, the Dragon Ball Z intro.
Which one?
Well, we were in my room, all those years ago, and we
you
shot...
still have that clip?
Yeah, it's on here.
Oh
it's
my God.
6 clips. It was still here. It's still on here. I just
yeah.
didn't because I didn't do the Dragon Ball Z movie review. It's still here collecting dust. So
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. This is before I started working. Either of us started working. And so one day I was on the internet and I saw on the internet. I was on the internet.
On the internet. Huh?
Where else would I be to get things online?
Online. I don't know, maybe working
online. I mean online. Internet-wise, whatever. So what happened was I decided, there's chocolate chip cookies that are edibles, right?
Yeah, that's what you got mainly.
Yeah, I got a couple of packs, and I ate a few of them. Sometimes, the first time, I actually felt like I was the effect took about 90 minutes to take hold because I took a little bit of a piece,
yeah, you didn't
part of one, about half of one, and then 90 minutes in I was having a heart attack, and I had to listen to Radiohead to get my heart.
My heart
smoothed out. And then I started...
Was not here, by the way.
Yeah, she wasn't here. This was me
not
alone.
Here.
The first few times... I did it a few times. The time, I ate some, but I didn't feel the effects, so I actually passed out before I felt the effects.
Yeah.
And then I felt, the effects, I didn't feel any effects.
Probably felt in your sleep.
Not my sleep, but my mouth. I tasted my mouth, I taste the effects, but I didn't...
I taste the effects. Ooh, yeah. Colors. You taste color stuff.
That's called having a stroke.
Wait, no, I thought it's when you, taste... Not sponsored.
Okay. Sponsored by Fanta.
No, they're not.
And also, Dad's root beer.
This is how you get in trouble.
Don't worry, nobody knows about Dad's root beer. They don't know what I make down in the basement here, where I shoot my episodes. Well, don't worry. They don't.
This is why I'm the actual freelancer, and you're just doing this for fun.
Yeah. So, the time before we actually got high together,
yeah.
I actually felt it I actually felt the actual effects. 90 minutes in, I was actually laughing. I was laughing my like ass off. Nobody else was. Everybody else was asleep. I was in my room and I was like laughing at nothing, and I was just doing things like going back and forth with it. I was like, woo, 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 and
I feel like we don't need to be sober.
and I actually have two skulls upstairs, and for the longest time, I was just looking at the skull near me, the black skull I have. I have a black skull and a white skull. The black skull was near me, and I'm like, Kareem, I know this sounds weird, but you have to make out with that skull. And so I did for like a solid 30 seconds. I was high.
That's your excuse. I was high, and I was like,
That's a decent excuse. This is like what we're doing right now. Yeah.
I guess it's the fact that I've spent most of my life sober.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And again, we just did record a commentary track for my drunk episode.
Oh yeah, because
she and another friend heard it over the phone. So
yeah, it was
yeah.
It was like 3 other people. They were like, no, you know, and they were just looking at me like, is he okay? Because he's a special guest in my friend group, so he'll show up and they'll know him. You're officially special guest.
Oh, I'm regulated to special guest. Let's see if it was a show. You guys will be first in the opening credits,
Obviously.
and then when the show episode actually starts, it'll be me, like special guest Kareem Williams. You're not even a recurring character, not even co-starring. It's just special guest. That makes me feel so much better.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like when we see each other super often.
Yeah, I know.
Like, whose fault is that?
I try. It's just that I have different work days than you guys.
Yeah, everybody's quite different. We're in our 20s. We can't. It's really hard to like have a social life.
I barely had a social life at all.
I give you one.
Yeah, thanks for that. That wasn't sarcasm. Thanks for that.
Yay.
And so, I called her up and I was like, "Hey, why don't we just make a thing out of it?"
Which one? The doing it?
Yeah, doing the eating the edible.
This was a few months before because my parents were leaving the country, and then so they weren't like in my house. So we were safe. We were at my house. My brother's the only one that left that like was with me because he's 17. Well, he's 16 at the time, 17 now. And now that happened.
Yeah. So I got I carried a whole bunch of things over to her house. Like a friend of ours, picked me up. I had sure. Literal minded. So my friend picked me up. My friend picked me up from my house. I had the edibles, I had cookies and the brownies, and I actually had I was actually carried this.
Yeah,
and I actually wore this, except not this. I wore everything except
he's not deep neck, as you can see. He could just go deeper.
Yeah, I could, but this is a woman's shirt, and it fits me very well.
I could tell. I mean, I definitely have this. The sag.
Oh God.
There's the sag. So
I'm ashamed. But
your flat chest?
No, because I'm showing cleave. Well, I show cleave. I actually was shirtless for a few episodes of the show.
I mean, it's
not a good time.
Column.
Yeah.
555.
Actually, this is what I mostly wore for the past season, most of the 30 episodes. This is what I wore. Well, the first episode I did wear this. It's just that I look too much like a woman. My body looks like, what is he wearing? But now I feel it kind of I could have just wore a robe throughout or just done it throughout. So, what happened? I got everything. I went to her house.
Yeah.
And we ate a little bit.
Yeah, we ate a normal dinner. I cooked dinner, and then essentially, it was relatively late when we were doing it too.
We ate it around 10.
No.
9.
I feel 9.
9. Yeah, 9. So before we ate it, I told her that the effects would kick in around 90 minutes. So we
about 10:30ish at that point.
Yeah. So we.
It's working to remember.
We ate a full cookie.
Yeah.
And half a brownie.
Yeah. So the thing is, somebody else told me this was long after that because the stuff that you have, it's separate. So there's, like, I think the cookies have the full CBD, so it's the one that keeps you calm, and then the THC is the one that actually gives you the high. But like, to be realistic, if it was just like all of that collectively, let's say, oh wait, how much is the? Well, the brownie was 100. We split that, so that's 50 already.
And the cookie was about 80.
That was a full.
That was a full 80 we ate.
Yeah, so essentially it was like 120.
30. 130, like brownie
milligrams.
100, yeah, milligrams. So it's 130 each.
Like yeah, we did this simultaneously.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that like when the effects genuinely kicked in, it was like.
Yeah, it was okay.
We were at the same time.
Oh yeah, okay.
But like it was too late when we realized it was at the same time.
Okay, well here's the thing. We were sitting on separate couches at this point, right? And we were watching Mike Tyson Mysteries on Netflix.
Yeah, we did.
And we were fine for about the first episode, and then I felt it right in the middle of, like, right on my lower body. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel it. And then slowly but surely the screen started going much bright yellow.
Oh, not for me. I didn't get any visual. It was like I was just tired. Not tired. It's like
I kind of saw you like reaching over for the chips and eating.
I was still like, it didn't kick in at that point. I was still eating like a normal person.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't like the?
Wasn't looking funny? Because like for me, I felt like fine for a bit. Because like I didn't.
Because you kept like going over for the chips, and I'm like, okay, the effects aren't happening to your body, but you're feeling hungry.
Yeah, that's
I thought it was.
Because if you felt the first episode, I didn't feel it. I don't think it fully kicked in until like the third episode for me, because I still remember like the first few.
Because here's the thing, even though I was getting more and more like screwed up, I actually wanted to make sure if you're okay. So this is
simultaneously what we're both thinking.
I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel it. Is she okay? And I have to look over to her, and she's like, oh, she's doing fine. And then I have to go back and like to my own mind. And it
was definitely like a very separate, but we were in the same room experience. So it's just like it's happening.
And I kept
two separate things.
And just in case, also, I'm like, what episode are we on? And she's like 3. I'm like, okay. And then I'm gonna check again.
I'm still aware of 3.
I'm like, I swear I heard you say 4, but I probably missed out on something.
Yeah, probably.
Like I skipped, and we kept laughing we kept laughing at some things, but we don't know what we were laughing at.
Yeah, I don't think so. The thing is, like, even now, to this day, I don't know how everything turned off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can't figure it out. Like, and the thing is, like, who was it? My brother. He didn't know that we were high. He knew it was gonna happen. He didn't realize that it actually, for us in total, for me it lasted longer. It lasted me almost 2 days straight. You might have worn off a little faster, but like for me, it was my first time, and it wasn't until like 2 days later I'm like, hey.
Yeah, it was kind of. Oh.
So God. I'm assuming my brother didn't turn it off then, because it wasn't like it wasn't on a timer.
Probably not. Probably it's because it was. You know,
I know Netflix will stop at some point.
Yeah, probably.
But how did the TV turn off? Because I didn't have anything.
I think your brother actually turned it off at one point while we were sleeping. I think. I'm not sure. Probably.
Maybe, but it's just...
Or one of us probably did, but we don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, so we pass out.
But...
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
We pass out, and then about 4 or 5 hours later, I just wake up. My stomach's hurting, and I just go. I just roll off, and I go.
No, that wasn't even. No, the thing is, that wasn't like 5 hours. Well, is it since like we ate it? It was around like 1-ish in the morning.
It was only 1 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It wasn't that far in. Because the thing is, at some point, I got woken up from you, and then I was like, "What's going on?" And then it was almost, for me. It was like time was lagging. So like. Or it was my nose, and it was me thinking. Like, literally, like, time and, like, all my senses were so, like, far off. So, like, when you threw up, initially, we're both looking at, we're not saying anything to each other.
No, I actually did say...
No, I didn't really hear you. That was the thing. I didn't really hear you.
I said it, and then I threw up again, and I'm looking at it, I'm like...
And I threw up after, because I don't know how much time we were staring at it, but I threw up after, because I could smell it.
And I was like... I think I threw up my soul. I think I'm gonna need it back. And I was about to actually swallow it, and then I threw up again.
It's a really good thing you didn't, because that would really suck.
And I don't know how you actually ended up cleaning it.
Somehow, within the time I was doing it, because it was bad. Somehow in my state, I was like, slowly, and you were just gone.
My brain, the sane part of my brain was gone. It was gone.
I think I had mom overdrive, so like even though I was high, I was like, there's something happening.
Thank God your floor was hardwood.
Yeah, if it wasn't hardwood, this would suck.
And like I tried to help. I legitimately tried to help.
I genuinely
but I couldn't get my body right. And when I did, you were at the sink, and I threw up in the sink.
Yeah, you threw up in the sink too. I was like, mother.
And I was so useless. Like while you were cleaning, I tried to go to the washroom.
Yeah, you were there
several times. I tried to drag myself. I thought I was gonna be like, dude, you might have to sleep in the washroom just in case. And I threw up in the toilet like constantly. I'm like,
well, at least you cleaned up the toilet though. That was fine.
I don't know how I cleaned up the toilet when I was like. I couldn't get my body up high. I was like so out of it.
Yeah, you're so out of it. And then like the few times I've seen you, like once I cleaned up, I think I woke up a few more times to check your work. And I know you warned me the day before. You're like, I might end up on the floor, just randomly on the floor. And I was like, so I looked and I was like, she's on the couch.
Yeah, like
I think that was like 3-4ish in the morning.
Yeah, I was I was on the floor because I couldn't get my body. Again, I couldn't get my body up high.
Yeah, the same thing where my body's just like, I can't.
It's like
can't do anything.
Like here's
Help
the thing,
me.
I can work a 12-hour shift and not really get that much tired. But with that, I'm like, oh god, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I just laid down on the floor. And then I threw up a little bit more, and so I barely just got up to get paper towels and wipe it, and then I pass out for a couple of minutes, and then I woke up and I'm like, I gotta get on the couch, and I did. I flopped, and I passed out for until 9.
Yeah, because we were gone for like a while, because we kept getting unconscious, and then it's like. When were we slightly recovered at that point? I was never fully recovered, but I was like aware by morning.
Yeah,
but it was gone. But it never left. It didn't leave my system right away.
Like a lot of it was gone, except we were conscious, but our soul
our souls were leaving.
Our souls were there, but
the
souls were in our bodies, but not quite there. So
yeah, you were more there than I was, because my brother came home with his normal time, and then I looked at him. And he's like, he knew you were there. And she's like, I think I believe just at we're high.
We're high. And,
he's like,
It's good on him for not judging us.
Well, he knew, though. That was the thing. I already told him, we're going to stay at home. We're not going to be stupid about it.
Yeah, and,
but he was also he literally looked at me and he looked at you and he's like, never do it again.
At least not do it, how
too
much
much. We had too much.
Oh god, we went overboard. Thank God we did it on our days off. We had to recover the next day. I stayed over at her house until 9. At which point, when I left, I couldn't take a bus. I needed to go take a cab.
Yeah, you essentially took a taxi home.
Yeah, I was fine, but I'm like, no, I don't trust myself, because we stayed in front of for the majority of the day, we just stayed in front of the TV and watched Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, we were.
And we just needed to recover.
Oh yeah, that was because for me, when my experience of getting high for the first time, I didn't get any auditory things happening. I didn't get any visuals. I don't think it's really supposed to, but essentially everything started lagging, and then I guess it depends on the type of person you are, but essentially I become very platonic. You'd think if you're high, you'd become hornier, because that's the case for me sometimes if I start hitting having alcohol.
It actually did happen to me the time I got high before I went to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time when I was mentioning about how I was laughing and kissing the skull.
Yeah,
I actually did get at one point horny, and I felt the euphoria all through my body. I'm like, yeah, and like, I was
Oh.
actually going.
Let's have a visual gag right here.
Yeah, so this is what happened. Like, get a chart of a man, like a skeleton. It's like, here's what happened. It was right there, and I was going up and like, I was like horny. I was starting to like.
Yeah,
hump
no,
things. I was humping things, and it was like, if
No.
I release, it's gonna hurt.
That's the thing. I never felt that. If anything, I was the opposite. All I wanted was hugs and cuddles. Literally all I wanted. I think I've called like a few people because, well, Asma knew we were going to. So I messaged her at some point, and then I think I messaged maybe about about 2, 3 people, and she's like, that's all. Like even she was telling me back, she's like, all you wanted was cuddles. Like you didn't want anything else. You were literally just like, I want cuddles. Yeah. I want nothing else. Like no matter what it was just like this. No.
Yeah. Long story short, we took too much. We took an excessive amount. Next time we go to the women for tattoos, if we ever go back, we're gonna tell them this story.
Oh yeah, probably. I'll probably tell them.
We have to because this is it was fun, but it was too much. Next time, let's just. Because I never knew there was such thing. I never knew there was such thing as a marijuana or a high hangover. But
No, I didn't feel that. I felt the opposite. I felt better after. I didn't feel hungover. And then it was just like one of my friends was telling me, she's like, "How much should you have?" And I was like, I mean, if we do the math, about 130. He's like, "No, you're only supposed to do like." Even like hardcore people only do about 30 or 40.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
It was.
just like when I got drunk. Just like when I got drunk for an episode, you know.
You were by yourself though.
Yeah,
that's a sad drunk.
And when I told my friend and his family about the time I got drunk, when I did the drinking game, and he's like, "You can't do a drinking game by yourself."
I know.
Listen, I didn't know.
Well, if we ever do another one, I can't drink.
Yeah.
I can't drink anymore. And good lord. Well, I mean, we could do it or high. No, but then what happens after? The footage will disappear. Just leave a camera there, like Paranormal Activity.
For 24, then we'll be passed out for like 14 hours. You want that? You want that?
Is that the video that your audience wants? You could ask. Maybe it's a great episode.
Of me getting drunk for an hour?
I mean, me.
I could do a power hour. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
It's when you drink like a shot every 10 minutes, I think.
10 minutes? Or we do a drinking game, we watch something, and then they do something, you take a shot. Or we can learn the Korean way. You could learn all the Korean games, and then, like I said, I can't drink anymore, though.
Yeah, if you can't drink, I'm not drinking.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
So I can't drink anymore.
Yeah, so long story short, like afterwards, we did the edibles on the Thursday. We had to
I didn't recover till Saturday.
Yeah, neither of us Friday I stayed over at her house for most of the day to recover. Yeah. And then Saturday next 2 days I had work. So
that's essentially
Saturday.
No, you were afternoon though.
Yeah.
You work afternoon.
Yeah, Saturday.
I don't work those days at that point.
Yeah, but Saturday I was okay. I was almost there. I was almost fine, but something was still off. And then halfway through the day, I'm like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, I luckily had 7 days off, so I was like.
Yeah. And then it's when the rest of the week, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Now I'm fine. And we occasionally rib on each other, yeah, remember that time we got high?
Yeah, literally, I think Asma and Louisa were like, we should have recorded it. We should have probably not recorded it.
Well, they probably are gonna, this is gonna be,
probably not.
No, but when we're recording this is gonna be up in 8 days.
Roughly?
Yeah, because, commentary, because, holy crap. I always want to do this vlog with you, and since, we ate, a whole bunch of
So we're food coma drunk.
Yeah, and we're watching Adventure Time, and we don't know what the hell's going on. We're on season 5 of Adventure Time.
It's we're so full. Why did we do this? I didn't realize we had so much.
And we just we should totally do a vlog of Back to the Future. Your first time watching Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, it was my first time, and we finished the movie, and I was just like, what? I liked it. I enjoyed the movie.
Well, we'll save it for another vlog. Well, just get your head wrapped out, and we'll just do another vlog. But for right now, we just talked about the title. The title of this is called Something Different.
Maybe they'll want me back. Maybe this will be my practice, because I do have a YouTube channel, and I have set it all up and everything. I have a blog, and it's just like...
I think your I think your channel is on my channel. I think, like, the Nico...
No, that one's, like, a really older... That's just, I use that.
Alright.
But, like, I have an actual channel that, like, is different. Like, I set it up, like, a little while ago. I do a vlog. I do blogs. I have no blogs. I hate being in front of a camera. So this is one of those.
And it's been 25 minutes. A 25-minute vlog. That's great.
You should have jump cuts. The straight audio, but everything's like...
I already did jump cuts. My very first videos were nothing but jump cuts. Me screaming at the camera. Now I'm completely, funny. Now I'm funny. Now I don't have to use jump cuts.
I mean, jump cuts make the shot different. As a videographer, you're just like, jump cuts, though. The generation of jump cuts.
Yeah, but everybody uses it, and I stopped. That's why I stopped, because everybody's using it. I'd rather just...
He's a hipster god. You could literally see the difference of our personalities just from the way we dress. Although I have gone back and forth, we have been matching before.
Yeah.
Sometimes I won't be, sometimes I will be. He's like constant. I'm literally been all over the place.
I think we're padded out now.
We are. I think at this point you could just do whatever you want with the episode, or like the fact that like, what is it? We could just improv scenarios. If you have like, if this episode like people do watch it and they're like, or you could do like a Q&A and be like.
No, a live stream, I can't do that because I don't have the subscribers. Subscribers, yeah.
You go on Twitch, that's why, bitch.
I do go on Twitch. Listen, I do go on Twitch. Nobody watches me.
I watch you.
Where were you the last two Red Dead Redemption episodes?
I work!
Yeah.
I work for a living.
I work too. I just make the time.
I work in the afternoon, but I work like earlier than you. So no.
Okay, fine. Well, this was something different. I don't want to say vlog. I think I said vlog earlier.
Lager.
I'll just say something different because this is usually a comedy thing. I think. So yeah.
I make great contributions.
You've never written, acted, or edited anything on this channel.
No, not on this channel, but that is essentially my job.
Not on this channel.
Not on this channel. I am a freelancer. I mean, hence the reason I was like, speed, go!
I'm just gonna edit that part out of the video.
What? We need a slate. I have a slate. You could just have the show up and be like...
Yeah, that's not how I edit. I edited 2 videos today, and I'm gonna edit one more tomorrow, and I'm gonna come back down here tomorrow and shoot 3 more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're staying home today, aren't you? You're not going out.
Yeah, I'm not going out tomorrow.
I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Maybe I'll just cry.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Alright, so this has been something different, and we'll do something else later on. So.
If you like me, I'll come back.